From Rocky and Apollo to Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, everybody loves a rematch. And tonight, the X, the Francis X. Sweeney Fieldhouse at Waterford High School, plays host to one of the best. And you're gonna have it live on game day. Casey O'Neill, along with the sports doctor Keith O'Brien. And sports doctor, there is nothing we love more than two rivals duking it out, and tonight, the best of the best. Waterford and East Lyme.
Yeah, crunch time here in the ECC as we head into league tournament play week after next, head into state tournament play. Some changes tonight, unfortunately, in the lineups of the teams, but two teams on a mission for big things, not only to finish the regular season and the postseason.
Well, in the classic comic books of Batman and Robin, there are episodes where Batman is gone and Robin has to take the lead. Tonight, we see that firsthand. Nothing funny about it, but 2,000-point scorer Dev Ostrowski out for the year, and that means Luke Leonard and company now have to take on that role.
Yeah, and company is the key there. These kids are going to have to step up and fill big shoes. Like you said, Dev is gone, but the team tonight, especially the head coach and Jeff Bernardi, very, very confident traveling on the road here to Waterford.
Yeah, he said there's going to be some new players. They've revamped what they do. They've changed. Give them credit for that. He said we've changed our offense, we've changed our defense, our press. Everything is different. 3 new players that are in the rotation now. He realized we can't just try to plug somebody in to maybe the best player in school history. We need to do it across the board. Waterford, on the other hand, playing their best basketball of the year.
Yeah, rolling right now. I saw them play against Stonington last week, Casey, and they are clicking on all cylinders right now, my friend.
You know, they really are. The definition of a team led by all kinds of players. It's really all across. So let's talk a little bit about who those players to watch are.
Sure thing, Casey. Players to watch tonight for Waterford. How about Peyton Sutman? Junior swingman is having a breakout year for the Lancers. Peyton can score, rebound, and play tough D, but it's the intangibles and the little things he does on the court that make him stand out. His confidence is sky high right now as the Lancers make a push for another ECC championship. And for East Lyme, how about Nate Diaz? A streaky outside shooting guard, has the ability to get hot and stay hot from behind the three-point line. Diaz has been asked to do a little more on the scoring end for the Vikings, and he's done just that as of late. Coach Bernardi calls Diaz a battler. The guard has a no-quit mentality in him, which is just what this East Lyme team needs down the stretch of the season.
Well, we've seen our share of 3-sport athletes on game day, but Waterford senior Dylan Eckert, he's one of a kind. Clearly the best hair in the league, but did you know that he is at home shredding waves as he is shredding defenses?
I started surfing like freshman year. I live by the beach. I love the water. I'd go to like Musqueam and stuff and boogie board, and then one summer we were just like, yo, let's start surfing, me and my dad.
Dylan's other sport is he loves surfing. He travels all over the country, all over New England to surf. I saw him in November one time, and he just came back surfing with his father. The water temperature cannot be very warm, but he doesn't mind. He loves it.
Well, the cold weather just is tough because it's freezing cold. Sometimes I get out of the water and my hands are like I can't even move them, but it's fun. Definitely the warmer weather waves are more fun.
Now the best hair in the ECC comes into the ball game, Dylan Eckert.
He is such a dynamic player. It's almost like his hair is kind of like an attribute to how he plays basketball.
Disclaimer, it's brown. It's not blonde actually. But like in the summer it gets kind of blonde, but not like white like this. But yeah, no, I've always had long hair.
He is so positive. He loves just playing the game of basketball, loves coming out for guys. Rarely does he get frustrated. He just wants to support the team.
I think I'm a positive person, I guess. I don't know. I just like to be positive. I think that's just better overall. Definitely sometimes I'll lose my cool, but you just gotta like breathe, bring it back in, bring it back in.
His defense this year has been so helpful in a lot of different games this year, knowing that I have a really fantastic defender ready to come off the bench. He's a good point guard. He's a good shooter. He really brings a lot of pieces that I need when I need a sub at any time during the game.
I do it all. I just do what needs to get done.
Eckert knocks down a 3.
Yeah, and Waterford needed that. Well, Casey, we've seen kids play guitar, piano, trumpet in the band, but how about a surfer? I love this kid, Dylan Eckert. Boy, oh boy, fearless, risk taker, and adventurous out on the high seas, and he takes a little bit of that with him on the basketball court as well.
And we saw something else we didn't know in the pregame warm-ups, which is he can jump out of the gym.
He's dunking. Two hands, send it in.
So it's senior night here at Waterford High School, and in a moment we'll be sending you down to Waterford PA announcer Andy Walker for the senior night highlights. But in the meantime, Sports Doctor, I want to familiarize the people at home with the 3 East Lyme players that we're going to be seeing more of. We're going to see a little bit more, Coach said, of Alec Elmer. He's a junior, 6'3", and he's involved in a lot of our highlight moments that we play in the breaks. He's a very charming young man. So Alec Elmer will be getting more time tonight. In addition to Alec Elmer, we're going to see a lot more of Matt Velakis. He's a sophomore, 5'11" guard, and Velakis is going to get a lot more time as well. And he's got a chance for best hair as well, but he's got to beat Eckert. And then lastly, Sujesh Karumbal, they call him Goose. Goose,
I like it.
Number 55, will be getting some playing time as well. And with a name with like Sujesh Karumbal, I love it. I might have to call him Sujesh, but they call him Goose. So the X is ready tonight.
Ready to roll.
And who wants the pizzas? We still got to know. Lancer Nation came, and now, however, East Lyme showed up, and they gave us a couple of things. They said it's a blackout, so they want Casey and the Sports Doctor.
Hot in the shade here at the X. Thank you, Viking Valley. You guys are right in the mix for the pizza. There they are. I love it.
Thank you all very much. We are moments away from tip-off here at Waterford High School, Viking Valley and the cheerleaders, which reminds us that on Saturday, right here at the X, we will, of course, be bringing you the ECC Cheerleading Championships, the most watched event in game day history. Will be
something?
Live on Saturday. I'm looking forward to it.
I got a chance to talk to Ashley Birdsall at halftime, too. She's cheerleader of the year in the state of Connecticut. Think about that. That's a high praise, high honor. So these kids are ready to defend their crown here on Saturday morning.
And, much like wrestling last Saturday, the more I get to know the cheerleaders and their backgrounds, the more I realize how tough and dedicated they are to their sport. It's remarkable. A lot of people still think of cheerleaders as pom-poms.
No, you got about a minute and a half out there to show your stuff, and it's a big deal for these athletes.
Oh, I mean, it's gymnastics, it's dance, it's athletic, it is tough, and these girls bring it to the house. So you see them getting set up for senior night here on the court of the X. And afterwards, we'll talk a little bit about does this do anything to disrupt the momentum of the teams? I mean, does this help East Lyme? Does it help Waterford? Does it not matter at all?
I think it helps Waterford tremendously. They get fired up. It's senior night. You've been in this position before. Whether it's baseball or one of the other sports, and it's a very, very special night to have your parents here as well.
And let's turn it over to Andy Walker, the PA announcer of Waterford.
Rangers and Lancer Nation, welcome to the X, home to the defending Division III state champion and 6th-ranked Waterford Lancers, as they play host to the East Lyme Vikings on a very special senior night here at the Francis X. Sweeney Fieldhouse. At this time, we ask that you turn your attention to the southwest corner of the fieldhouse as we recognize and celebrate our senior basketball players and cheerleaders for their many positive contributions to the Waterford Lancer athletic community. Not only evidenced by the many banners that adorn the walls of the Francis X. Sweeney Fieldhouse, but also by the legacy they leave behind. A direct result of their strong work ethic, pride in their school, always challenging themselves to be their best, and most importantly, being good teammates. On behalf of the town of Waterford, thank you for carrying forth the rich tradition and maintaining the high standards that are expected of varsity athletes at Waterford High School. Certainly a great example for all future classes. Tradition never graduates. Once a Lancer, always a Lancer. And now we will recognize our senior cheerleaders. Senior Kayla Brackett. Escorted by Laura and Gary Brackett, Kayla has cheered at Waterford High School for 8 seasons. She was one of 2018 Fall Cheer Captains and is one of the 2019 Winter Game Captains. Kayla will be attending Southern Connecticut State University and majoring in elementary education. Thank you, Kayla Brackett. Next, senior Ashley Birdsall. Escorted by Sharon and Jeff Birdsall, Ashley has cheered at Waterford High School for 5 seasons. She was one of the 2018 fall cheer captains, one of the 2019 winter competition captains. Ashley is a 2018 ECC All-Star, an All-State recipient, a 2019 All-ECC, and just recently recognized as the Connecticut High School Coaches Association Cheerleader of the Year for 2018 and 19. Ashley plans to further her cheerleading career at an undecided university while studying speech pathology. Thank you, Ashley Birdsall. Senior Julia Carfey. Escorted by April, John, and Mia Carfey. Julia has cheered at Waterford High School for 6 seasons. She is one of the 2019 Winter Game Captains. Julia hopes to attend UConn and major in early education. Thank you, Julia Carfey. Last but not definitely least, escorted by Jeanette and James Vos, Brooklyn Vos. Brooklyn has cheered at Waterford High School for 5 seasons. She is one of the 2019 Winter Competition Captains. Brooklyn is a 2018 ECC All-Star and All-State nominee. Brooklyn plans to study psychology at an undecided university. Thank you, Brooklyn Vos. And now our graduating senior basketball players. We lead it off with senior team manager Joseph Lillis. Escorted by his mother Donna and sister Christine. Joe played 2 years of basketball and has been manager for the past 2. Joe played 4 years of football and is entering his 4th year of lacrosse and will be serving as the team's captain this spring. Joe is also a member of the National Honor Society. Joe will be attending college in London, England next year. Thank you, Joe Lillis. Senior guard number 5, Kenny Hill. Escorted by his aunt and uncle, Kelly and David McCarthy, and 2 sisters, Cecilia and Kenaya Hill. A first-year member of the Waterford varsity, Kenny plans to play basketball in college, and his college of choice is undecided at this moment. Thank you, Kenny Hill. Senior forward number 23, Nate Landon. Escorted by his parents, Megan and Chris Landon. A 4-year member of the basketball program, 2 years at the varsity level, along with being a 4-year member of the baseball program. Nate will continue playing basketball and attend UConn Avery Point, majoring in environmental science. Thank you, Nate Landon. Senior guard, number 3, Dylan Eckert. Escorted by his parents, Sally Lagono and Brett Eckert. Dylan is a 4-year basketball program member, 3-year varsity player, also a 4-year member of the lacrosse team. Dylan is undecided on his college selection, but will major in physical education. Thank you, Dylan Eckert. Our next senior, guard number 30, Caden Maynard. Escorted by his parents, Tony and John Maynard, a 4-year member of the basketball program, 2 years with the varsity. Caden is a member of the student council and a 4-year member of the baseball program. Caden will be attending Springfield College, will major in sports management, and will play baseball. Thank you, Caden Maynard. Next, we have senior guard number 1, J.J. Brennan. Escorted by his mother, Gemma Brennan, and grandmother, Mariana McGurk. 4-year member of the basketball program, 3 years a varsity member. J.J. plans to attend college and continue playing basketball while majoring in sports management. Thank you, J.J. Brennan. And our final senior, a senior forward and captain, number 10, Liam Spellman. escorted by his parents Dan and Denise Spellman, a 4-year member of the baseball program, 3-year varsity starter, also a 4-year member of the baseball program and National Honor Society member. Liam plans to attend Ithaca College, major in sports media, and continue playing basketball. Thank you, Captain Liam Spellman. We would also like to acknowledge at this time the seniors from East Lyme High School boys basketball program who continue to make this one of the greatest basketball rivalries in the state of Connecticut. First, Dev Ostrowski. Next, we have Luke Leonard. Jacob Peters. And finally, Drew Mengi. Best of luck in your future endeavors, gentlemen. After photos conclude, we will have 5 minutes on the clock for a continued warm-up, and then introductions will begin for this evening's contest.
We are back. So, Sports Doctor, what do you do when you lose a 2,000-point scorer and potential Player of the Year candidate, some might even argue the best player in school history? Well, as East Lyme's Luke Leonard tells us, you rally around your teammates and you continue the quest.
Good job, Ken.
I think our best trait right now is definitely the underdog. A lot of people are second-guessing us, like we lost Dev. Yes, Dev is irreplaceable, like no one can fill his shoes, but as a team collectively, like we are still a very good team. With the people doubting us, it's going to help us. It's going to bring us together as a team, and I think that actually has shown the players that maybe not had a bigger role throughout the year, they're stepping into their shoes nicely.
I don't think Luke needs to change a single thing. He just has to do what Luke does, and that's be the heart and soul of this team. He doesn't need to go out there and score 30 points. That's the biggest thing. We're not going to replace Dev. I don't need guys trying to be Dev. They just need to do what they do well a little bit better. And if we do that, we're going to be just fine.
It's always about the team. However things end up happening, it happens. As long as we win at the end of the day, I don't care how many points I got, I don't care how many assists I got. If we win, we win. That's all I care about. We always have to play together as a team, and everything will come together perfectly. The season's a long time. Like, no one would have predicted this would have happened. No one could. Yeah, it sucks, but like, I think that's what's going to make us better in the long run. Dev going down, that makes us want to win even more. Like, Dev and I played with each other since 8th grade, like, and just being able to accomplish those goals would really that'd be the icing on the cake.
The goals remain the same. We have very lofty goals. As I've been saying for 3-4 years, one player doesn't define a team. This has always been a team, and culture will beat talent. So I think we have the right culture here at East Lyme, and I think that's really what's going to determine the success and the future of this program.
It's that mentality that will pick his teammates up, not only in this game, but for the remainder of the season. This is a tough kid, man. He wants it all, and he's going to bring it tonight.
Well, this is one of the best rivalries in the state of Connecticut, and we're only moments away from tip-off. As we go to break, join us and see some of the greatest memories of this rivalry between these two teams. You're watching Game Day live on Day.com.
It's always a battle when you play Waterford, and it's always something different. The rivalry about it is just, there's always something different about the Waterford game, no matter what. It's anyone's game, no matter how good the teams are.
Yeah, it goes back to as far as I can remember, playing against them in 4th grade, 5th grade. Remember going to their middle school, playing against them there, travel ball up in Mashantucket. Always good rivalries.
So probably at least my first early memory was playing in the Neil Holk tournament at Waterford. It was our travel team for basketball, and we beat them in the championship.
Lost championship game, Neil Holk, I can always remember that, so use that as motivation still.
Even at that young age, we knew whenever we play Waterford, it's the biggest game of the year.
As long as I can remember, really. Honestly, we've been playing them since like 4th, 5th grade and rec and travel league, and it's just been a big rivalry since then.
East Lyme's always been that team that you want to beat. they're always a tough matchup. Lacrosse has always been a good matchup. Basketball has always been a good matchup. Even football, when I played like Pee-wee football, they were good, so forever.
It's anyone's game always, no matter what. Like, it goes back and forth all the time. Waterford wins one year, we win another year. Waterford wins one game, we win another game. It's anyone's game. And it's always who wants it more, not who's a better team.
I don't know. When you play the same team year after year, sometimes even 2 or 3 times a year, you get to know all the players in the other team. They get to know you, and it creates a really intense atmosphere while you're playing.
You can tell it's tense. The air's thick. Everyone's ready. It feels like a true game day, and everyone just wants to win so bad.
Well, I mean, every time we play Waterford, it's always a big game, no matter what happens. So every time we play them, it's always something special. And every time we play them in the past, it's great winning. It's tough losing, but like the next game's always the one that counts against them, and it's definitely very important to win this next game right here.
The following is a presentation of The Day.
Resilience, the ability to overcome difficulties quickly. In other words, toughness. 4 weeks ago, Waterford and East Lyme met as the elite of the ECC, both ranked in the top 10, and they played a classic, with East Lyme sneaking out a 4-point win. Waterford responded like champions, winning 6 straight, and now Coach Bill Bassett's Lancers are once again ranked 6th in the state. Captain America Liam Spellman leads his own version of the Avengers, but can they avenge their lone loss of the season? East Lyme has found the last 4 weeks bumpy, losing 4 of 7, but also 2,000-point scorer Dev Ostrowski to a foot injury. The Vikings will rely on the savvy of Coach Jeff Bernardi and the leadership of Luke Leonard as they try to circle the wagons for the final push of the season. It will take resiliency. The X will be loud, the stakes will be high, and everyone loves a rematch. Viking Valley and Lancer Nation, East Lyme and Waterford, and it's on Game Day, live on theday.com.
Welcome back to the X. We're moments away from the East Lyme Vikings and the Waterford Lancers, and that means it's time for the Sports Doctor's keys to the game.
Yeah, sure thing, Casey. For the Waterford Lancers, confidence. The Lancers are clicking right now. Keep playing with confidence. Run, and run more. Get out and go. Play this game at a high level and take East Lyme out of it early. And stay focused. Don't look too far ahead. It's late in the season, but continue to take things one game at a time. All teams will be taking their best shot at the Lancers down the stretch of the season. And for East Lyme, rebound. Waterford destroyed East Lyme on the glass in its first matchup. Vikings must own the boards. No breaks. Stop Waterford's fast break. Vikings need a low-scoring game controlling pace and tempo. And last but not least, manufacture points. With no Dev, the Vikings need all players to score. The role players now take on bigger roles.
Well, then let's take a moment and meet the players in tonight's game.
Let's meet the visiting Vikings. At guard, a junior wearing number 20, Nate Diaz. At guard, a senior wearing number 24, Luke Leonard. At forward, a senior wearing number 22, Drew Mengi. At forward, a junior wearing number 32, Joey Grubb. And at center, a junior wearing number 35, TJ Horner. The East Lyme Vikings. Waterford enters tonight's contest with an overall record of 16 wins and 1 loss, led by head coach Bill Bassett, assisted by Mike Chernesky, Tim Leinberg, and Kyle Florio. Oh, let's meet the Lancers starting 5. At guard, a 5'10" senior by way of Great Neck Elementary, via Berlin, Germany, wearing number 3, Dylan Eckert. At forward, a 6'5" senior by way of Southwest Elementary via Quebec, Canada, wearing number 23, Nate Landon. At guard, a 5'11" senior by way of Southwest Elementary via Beirut, Lebanon, wearing number 30, Caden Maynard. At guard, a 5'8" senior by way of Oswegatchie Elementary via Naples, Italy, wearing number 1, J.J. Brennan. And at forward, a 6'4" senior, the captain, by way of Southwest Elementary via County Cork, Ireland, wearing number 10, Liam Spellman. Your Waterford Lancers. And the Lancers' sixth man, hailing from the south side of the X. Let's hear it for Lancer Nation.
Well, that pretty much says it all. If I had half the talent of Andy Walker, those are fabulous. While we do the national anthem, let's take a moment to meet the players in tonight's game.
J.J. Brennan, Oswegatchie Elementary.
Liam Spellman, the Southwest Elementary.
Kenneth Hill, West Elementary School.
Ryan O'Connell, Quaker Hill Elementary.
Peyton Sutman, Great Neck Elementary.
Nathan Landon, Great Neck Elementary.
Dylan Eckhart, Great Neck Elementary.
Caden Maynard, Southwest Elementary. Owen Coder, Southwest Elementary.
Liam Gain, Great Neck Elementary. Ryan Bakken, Quaker Hill Elementary.
Robert Zawacki, Oswegatchie Elementary.
Stanley Maynard, Oswegatchie Elementary.
Devin Strowski, 9 Center.
Luke Leonard, Lily B. Haynes School.
Jacob Peters, Lily B. Haynes.
TJ Horner, 9 Center.
Andrew Mengi, Lily B. Haynes Elementary.
Nate Diaz, Lily B. Haynes.
Matt Palakis, Lily B. Elementary. Joey Grubb, 9 Center School.
Alec Elmer, Lily B. Haynes.
At the Day, our journalists are in your community, talking with business owners, attending town meetings, analyzing data, talking to government leaders, reporting on the issues that matter most to you. Since 1881, we have been serving our community and will continue to do so 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never miss a day of news. Enjoy convenient home delivery right to your doorstep, 7 days a week. Subscribe at theday.com/membership.
So we always want to know, where are you watching tonight's game? Send us a picture on Facebook or Twitter with the hashtag GameDayCT, and we'll share our favorites at halftime and during the Mr. G's postgame show. So send us a picture. Where are you watching tonight?
Oh, they're fired up here at the X tonight. Lancer Nation out in force. They want the pizza. Oh boy, I'm ready for this game. This is a. Listen, I know Dev is not playing tonight. Viking Valley is here, but this is going to take us through these next couple weekends of high school basketball, and it's crunch time, it's nitty-gritty time, and no team right now, either in the ECC or in the state, is playing better than Waterford right now.
No, and in a really classy move by head coach Bill Bassett, his starting five tonight includes 3 who are not normally in the starting 5. That's Stanley, he's got Caden Maynard, he's got Dylan Eckert, and he's got Nathan Landon, who's jumping because it's senior night, so he's starting 5 seniors, 3 of whom normally don't start. And Landon wins the tip for Waterford.
A straight man-to-man defense by East Lyme.
Maynard up top, he'll give it to Brennan. Leonard on him. There's a switch, kick out. Maynard with the 3. Back iron, no good, and Leonard tracks it down.
Rebounding important tonight for the Vikings, Casey. One and done on the defensive end. Control pace and tempo. Find the shooters on the perimeter. Diaz out there. Leonard can get to the rim as well. Different pieces to the puzzle out there for Jeff Bernardi.
Yeah, they're going to know where Diaz is at all times. He hurt him in that first matchup.
5 3-pointers in that first game.
Horner snap pass. Diaz with the first 3 for him. Back iron, no good. Cleared by Landon. Brennan pulls up in Leonard's face. Can't get it to drop. Leonard goes back, grabs the rebound, and pushes.
A good box out by Mengi that time on defensive end.
Leonard pulls up and drains it from the foul line.
Waterford likes to run. They like to push off a make or a miss. Good job by East Lyme getting back.
Spellman with a long 3, no good. Nice tip by Landon into the hands of Brennan. Nothing but the bottom of the net for JJ.
Yeah, a little loose change that time by JJ. Johnny on the spot, or JJ on the spot for 2.
Oh, beautiful pass. Cutting Mengi. Can't get it to go. Maynard clears and Brendan will push. Little weave up top now. Eckert. Brennan with a long 3. In and out, no good. Tipped. Grubb. Up ahead it goes, Diaz.
Grubb's a lunch pail kid. He's going to have to bring it tonight. A little dirty work out there. Intangibles.
Leonard in the lane, pulls up on Eckert. No good, but he'll draw the foul, and that'll send Luke Leonard to the line to shoot 2.
2-2 with 5:31 left to go here in the first quarter. The pace and tempo is to East Lyme's liking. Doing a nice job on the glass. Doing a good job of eliminating second chance opportunities for Waterford, except for Brennan's put back. But right now, Jeff Bernardi coaching his team very well.
First one is good for Leonard on the rainbow. And we're going to get our first look at Jacob Peters. He's going to check into the ball game, replacing Joey Grubb.
A 6'5", replacing 6'1".
Second one for Leonard. I don't think that one touched the rim.
Good start here for East Lyme.
Nice job by Mengi making Maynard go left. He's a little out of control, but Tony Nacito says on the floor with a block. Veteran officiated crew tonight, Tony Nacito and Tony Gigliotti, so we got dueling Tonys. Hey, Tony.
Jigsy retiring at the end of the year.
Yeah, I'd say he's on like the 16th hole of the back 9 right now.
Yeah, 30 years in the business.
Distinguished career. The entire Gigliotti family is here in attendance tonight.
Rumor has it he'll be the next guest on my podcast.
Landon. Right on the line, long 2 for Landon.
Yeah, Waterford plays such good defense.
Oh, beautiful cut. And Horner on a pass from Peters. Leonard never gets his hand down. Never going to give Brennan a clean look. Hand always up.
It's a good matchup right there.
Leonard jumps, picks it off. One-on-one with Eckert. Drives with the left hand. No good. Ball's loose on the floor, and Diaz comes up with it.
Quick hands by East Lyme, getting to the 50-50 balls, Casey. Second chance scoring opportunities. Have to take advantage of these chances.
Baseline, Mengi, pump fake, and 2.
I like the aggressiveness right now of East Lyme to take it to the Waterford Bigs. Drew Mengi, not afraid.
Brennan pulls up, 3-ball, front iron, no good. Leonard pushing the other way. Pull up, rainbow, foul line, no good. Peters keeps it inbounds. Leonard drives, left hand, draws contact on Landon, and he'll shoot 2.
East Lyme playing with some confidence right now. Luke Leonard getting into the mix. Some 50-50 balls they're getting to. Second chance scoring opportunities right now. Everything going East Lyme's way. Going to see some subs come in for Waterford. Bill Bassett.
Yeah, we're
going to bring in reinforcements.
Yeah, we're going to see normal starters. Ryan O'Connell come in the game. Kenny Hill's going to come into the game. And Peyton Sutman. 3 of their normal starting 5. And on the other side of things, we're going to see Matt Velakis come in. And he's going to replace Mengi, who gave them very good early minutes.
Luke Leonard with 5 points early. 3 for 3 from the free throw line. I believe you're right. He has not hit the rim yet.
Not yet.
On a free throw. Luke's going to have to find a way to score 25 points tonight to keep his team in this game.
And he's perfect from the line. Biggest lead of the game is 6. Hill and Brennan. Now Brennan has Velakis, goes right by Velakis, drives, hangs, and scores. I don't know that Matt Velakis can keep with J.J. Brennan.
Nah, he's got a nose for the rim.
And that's no insult on Matt Velakis, by the way, because that first step of Brennan is lightning. Diaz to a cutting Peters. Can't get the friendly touch, gets his own rebound. Brennan picks it off. Stops on a dime and finishes.
Well, they see the run out, the turnover and the run out. Coach Bernardi looking for the foul that time on Peters at the rim, didn't get it. Brennan runs out, gets 2 at the rim, and it got a 2-point game. J.J. Brennan with 6 early going here.
A lot of length on the floor now with O'Connell. Beautiful cut, pump fake. Horner can't knock it down. He had the bunny.
Back-to-back chippies missed by the Vikings. Good looks on the block. Got to convert, son.
Velakis overplays and forces the pass from Sutman. Hill pulls up and buries it. Thrill Hill for 2.
Little 6-0 run here, I think, by Waterford. Ties this game right back up. The guard play right now.
Leonard goes right by Sutman. Right hand is good, but we're going to say on the floor. Beautiful move by Leonard with the right hand.
Yeah, just a different dynamic for Waterford Casey when they got Brennan and Hill out there clicking on all cylinders. 2 guards combined for their own mini 6-0 run to tie this game up. But they are a handful. When those 2 kids are in sync, boy, they're tough.
Yeah, and it's apparent that Coach Bernardi wants extra effort. We're going to sub guys in. He goes, we're going to rotate guys. As you see Horner get his first break of the game. We're going to rotate guys, but you got to give max effort when you're in the game. Long 3 for Diaz. Got it! Nate D for 3.
Confidence builder right there. Stroking your first one, knocking it down. Nate Diaz.
Long 3 for Brennan. Short. Beautiful box out by Peters. And a jump in. Nicely done by J.J. Brennan. He forces Leonard to travel.
Luke thought he was fouled. Tony Nacito gives him the rundown, says he traveled, son. J.J. Brennan, the heads-up play, stepping in on the run-out.
Sutman pulls up from just inside the 3-point line. Up on the rim forever. Leonard, the leading rebounder for the Vikings, harassed and picked by Brennan. Up ahead it goes to Peyton Sutman, and the left-handed finish.
Too easy, points off for turnovers right there. J.J. Brennan mixing it up, tangling it up with Luke Leonard, and obviously the run out by Peyton Sutman. They've always got a guy releasing to the basket at all times.
Velakis now with the basketball up on top. Peters loses it, and it goes out of bounds, and it will be off of Peters. It'll be Waterford basketball, just under a minute.
And as soon as that ball gets turned over and gets loose, boy, they fly. They send bodies out in droves to the rim.
Yeah, Brennan is playing more aggressive defense than we've seen. He and Leonard right now, very active.
You know, whether it's Sutman, whether it's, Brennan, whether it's Kenny Hill, it's always attack mode for this Lancer team.
Hill penetrates, pulls up, can't find it. Oh, nice rebound. O'Connell over the top. Strong finish. Gives the Lancers their first lead in a while.
Could have got away with a walk there. I think Ryan O'Connell, a little two-step shuffle, but that's a play on. Don't worry about me, sports doctor, he says.
Grubb. Good defense from Spellman. Diaz had some trouble holding on to it. Velakos gets away with something, I think. Now Leonard drives, spins, hangs. Can't get the finish, rather. Waterford pushes with Hill. Brennan, long three, no good. Rebound Velakos. East Lyme looking to push, last shot of the half. There it goes, Diaz. Leonard, final shot at the buzzer is short. We're at the end of one and we got a ball game. Join us for second quarter action. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Last year when we played them in the regular season, it definitely was a big moment when we beat them on their home court for the first time in probably a long time.
This is my first game starting against them, and I wasn't expecting to do that good, but apparently Waterford's where I go off and do really well in that game.
When the fans rush the floor and whenever we win, it's crazy feeling, like it's unreal.
Last year, they beat us in a big game last year. In the ECC finals, we beat them by like 15. It was good.
All the people in the community watching the game, it's a really big environment. It's just insane watching all these people jumping and cheering. And
the Waterford game that happened earlier this year, because we were in front of our home crowd first time in 2 years, and we also got the dub, so that was just great.
Probably the best memory it's always basketball, playing them. The atmosphere's in the gym. There's nothing like it. Like, those are memories you'll never forget in your life.
Lancer Nation is happy, but I have to tell you, I think Viking Valley should be very proud. 1 point deficit here as we start quarter number 2. A little surprised by how competitive that first quarter was?
A little bit, but you know, when you got some kids out there like Luke Leonard, and you know, if they can get Diaz is shooting well from the outside, Casey, you know, things can happen out there. And again, talk about these kids kind of believing in themselves, role players stepping up. I mean, team's still 13-5, you know, and in second place in the league.
Oh, good effort. Eckert missed, though. Velakos, left hand. Can't go down. Hill in the other direction. O'Connell turns it over, and Mengi comes the other way. And knocked out of bounds by Hill. I think East Lyme got lucky, a little sloppy there.
Yeah, the one thing you're going to have to see East Lyme do is finish at the rim. You saw Peters miss a chippy. You saw Horner miss a chippy. That's 4 points right there. It's layups. They can find a way to convert at the rim. They're getting looks, but you got to convert.
Inbound tipped back out by Spellman. I got to tell you, Spellman on the ball is a daunting task for anybody inbound.
Long arms. Tough.
And he picks it off. That's all Spellman right there. Sutton drives baseline, hangs in the air. Oh, Peyton, acrobatic.
Well, he could be better than his brother at this stage of the game. I don't want to say that, Walk, but your brother's having a night out there.
I don't mind saying it. Peyton
boy.
is my favorite Sutton brother by a long shot. I love Peyton Sutton.
You didn't get a shirt from his brother either.
No,
So.
Walk's still not on my list yet. Pump fake. Grubb can't finish.
Those
Strong
are
rebound, O'Connell.
those are the opportunities that East Lyme's got to take advantage of. There's point-blank shots at the rim. Got to convert. It's 3 layups now. Take the body contact and score.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Too hard to keep Waterford off the scoring column. You got to make your shots. You got to be able to match it.
Make layups or get yourself to the free throw line.
Hill can't knock it down, and Spellman's going to go over the back of Grubb. That's a good box out.
Yeah, the bigs right now for East Lyme are active. They're just not converting at the rim. You know, Grubb out there is hustling. You know, Peters when he's in the game, and Horner. But just, listen, make those layups. They're easy points. You're in position.
Here's our first look at Alec Elmer. We mentioned him early, 6'3".
Nate D with the 3, says Viking Valley.
And I used it. You listen, you bring a good sign. I'm going to hook you up on the air. That's my new Nate Diaz call right there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Viking Valley. Diaz picks up the dribble. East Lyme's got to be careful about picking up the dribble as well.
Yeah, Waterford, with their length on the defensive end, they'll jump anything. No man's land out there when you pick up the dribble. Double team comes, bad things happen.
Leonard inside. Corner. Spins baseline. Great defense from O'Connell. 3 for Diaz. No good. Strong rebound. Sutman, and he's running to Eckert. A little pinball action. Turnover.
Too cute that time from Dylan Eckert. It's all right.
Well, I blame Sutman because he gave the ball to Eckert in a position where he had nothing he could do with it. So all he could do was try to pass it again. So the whole thing broke down early on, just a little too out of control. Up top, Leonard drives past Hill. Left-handed scoop shot is good.
Oh, making his way through the trees that time was Luke Leonard. The little scoop. 8 points for Luke.
Long 3 for Hill. Good.
Senior guard playing with confidence.
4-point lead for Waterford. East Lyme's got to be careful now. Good closeout there by Eckert. Leonard, rainbow 3. No good, back iron. Sutman gets the rebound, throws it off the back of the head of O'Connell. Leonard picks it off, and the scoop is good. Nothing vanilla about Luke and the scoop. Hill drives, and Tony Jiggs says that's a charge.
Lunch pail in hand, says TJ Horner. Staying home. Viking Valley Lights. We've got a ball game here, Casey, 19-17. And I like the toughness right now that Jeff Bernardi's got out of his team. Our star is down. We're going to have to do some dirty work things, and we're doing it just well here so far in the first half tonight.
Listen, Horner's a football player. He's played with a bloody face. I don't think taking a charge doesn't bother him a bit. Very deliberate now. Leonard. Backdoor cut. Elmer with a reverse. No. Mengi can't follow. And Elmer's going to foul Peyton Sutman. There was a great look. East Lyme is doing some great motion sets. They are getting backdoor cuts because of the overplays of Waterford.
Yeah, they're getting, like I said, some guys in the back end. You just got to find a way to finish at the rim. 3 or 4 different occasions, missed layups. And with Elmer in there too, take the body contact. Take that hit. Get yourself to the line if you're not going to make 2. Comes with experience, Casey. He'll get it.
Waterford now on the perimeter. Brennan's back in the game. He fakes the 3.
Good matchup there with him and Luke Leonard.
Very physical out there. Brennan for 3. Got it. JJ. Hey.
Tough to guard that when you step back from about 31 feet. Tough to guard.
Confident now inside. Leonard drives and tipped out of bounds by Spellman. So
Spellman, active hands. You see him down there picking off inbounds passes and deflecting passes.
Nice look inside. Oh, the block from O'Connell. But there's Leonard, and he's going to double dribble. I think that's a good call right there. But I'll tell you, Leonard has been lightning fast to the 50-50 balls.
Yeah, it's almost like he's playing free safety back there. When he sees something, he pounces on it. He's asking Jiggsy about the double dribble right there. Tony had it right. That's a good call, Luke. It's all right. Watch the replay on Game Day on theday.com.
So Game Day is a production of The Day Publishing Company. If you'd like to support Game Day and help us continue to bring you the best in Connecticut high school sports, please consider purchasing a print or digital subscription to The Day at theday.com/subscribe.
The hockey mask out there, Lantern Nation, show you a little bit of everything. Lacrosse, thank you. Hockey, lacrosse.
See, if you paid more attention to Ray Lafort, then you
got a basketball championships net.
Why
Ray Lafort, yeah.
Then you'd know well, evidently not. He's a Coast Guard guy.
Yeah, he is.
You'd think you would be all in and know that's a lacrosse mask. Ski goggles next to that.
Yeah.
Come on, sports.
A lot of odds in it. A lot of accessories in there.
All right, mark it down. 3.5 minutes. 5-point Waterford lead with the ball. I believe this is a key possession right now for the East Lyme defense. Beautiful backdoor cut. And Sutton finishes. Biggest lead of the game for Waterford.
Yeah, set piece off the timeout by Coach Bill Bassett. The little backdoor cut. Peyton Sutton to the rim. 7-point lead. Like you said, big juncture here heading into the locker room for East Lyme.
Inside, good look for Grubb. He'll be fouled by Hill.
And a good job by Grubb. He's got the smaller guy on him, shields him with his body. Does work. Doesn't get the basket, Casey, but gets himself to the free throw line.
You know, those missed those missed layups that you talked about earlier. Well, what happens is the difference is exactly this. East Lyme feels like they've been playing straight up basketball with Waterford, and they look up at the scoreboard, and they're down 7 points. And that's those layups that they've missed.
Yeah. East Lyme 4 out of 5 from the free throw line tonight. Their first miss, Joey Grubb.
One more for number 32. Back iron, no good. And a rebound stolen away by Mengi. Right out of the hands of O'Connell. Yeah.
Diaz. Shoot that ball from the parking lot if you have to.
Leonard with Brennan. Spins. Nice help by Spellman. He's going to get a tie up on the floor. Great weak side help by Spellman.
Well, that's the thing. You've got active hands, long arms, and Spellman, and Eckert was there as well. He was actually a third line of defense. It's tough to dribble through the length of the Waterford defense.
7-point lead and the ball. Brennan has it for Waterford. Brennan fakes the three. Crossover, and he'll happily give it up. Sutton pulls up 15-foot. No good. Weak side rebound. O'Connell, baseline. That doesn't go down. And finally, Grubb rips down the rebound, but two balls that were in the cylinder for Waterford. Diaz, long three, no good. Rebound, Spellman.
East Lyme has done a good job getting back on D, not allowing Waterford to run out. They're getting back extremely well. Haven't seen too many fast break opportunities thus far for the Lancers.
Brennan, step back, James Harden style, knocks it down.
Oh boy, is that smooth. When that kid gets cooking, man, watch out. J.J. Brennan, 11 points in the first half, leading scorer.
Playing good defense on Luke Leonard as well. Pulling double duty. 9-point lead. Leonard drives, hangs, can't get the left-handed scoop to go. O'Connell pushes ahead with Spellman. And Brennan's going to take that extra step and call a walk there.
Now he knew it. He knew it. Head down, throw the ball away. Happy feet. It's about the only thing he's done wrong in the first half.
Minute 26, down 9. East Lyme desperately needs a basket. Diaz, three ball. Good. Nate D with another three.
Yeah, big shot that time for Nate Diaz. Team needed it, cuts the lead to 6, Casey.
Eckert drives, left-handed scoop shot. Oh, that's Surfing USA right there for Eckert.
Oh, boy.
Leonard long three, Rainbow short. Strong rebound, O'Connell. And Waterford will push with the 8-point lead. Sutton. O'Connell drives with the right hand, slips. And we're going to get a walk. I think that's a good call. He had caught an edge.
Yeah, good job that time by TJ Horner, kind of hedging him off and holding his ground. Unforced error that time. Horner brings a little bit of something different to this team. He's just he said football player, tough kid. Big juncture of the game right now heading into the locker room.
Leonard crosses over, drives, hangs in the air, gets his own rebound underneath. Mengi comes out with it, gives it to Grubb. Nowhere to go. Now he swings. Leonard, rainbow three is good. Luke Leonard hit it with one of his rafter balls. Cuts the lead to 5. East Lyme needs a stop. Last chance for Waterford. Brennan, beautiful look to a cutting O'Connell at the buzzer. Beautiful pass. And Waterford will take a 7-point lead into the half. Beautifully done. Brennan to O'Connell. And the sports doctor has Coach Bill Bassett.
Head coach Bill Bassett. Bill, up by 7, headed into the locker room. How do you get this fast break in gear?
I've been telling my guys to try to get the ball in bounds quickly. We seem to be kind of taking rebounds from each other. We're not really on the same page right now. We're going to try to fix that at halftime.
How about on the defensive end, Coach?
Defensive end, we just got to talk really well who we have, switching screens. We can't be losing three-point shooters. They have deadly three-point shooters, and it's costing us.
All right, good luck in the second half,
Thank you
Coach.
very much.
Casey?
Thank you, Sports Doctor. Well, stick around because we've got lots here at halftime. 7-point Waterford lead. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
All right, so when I first started playing sports, it was when I was actually 5 years old. I played for Waterford. It was crazy because they let you play tackle football when you're 5 years old. So I played in Waterford, and we'd always play East Lyme, so that was kind of cool. I mean, I guess, but. And then the thing is, like, I realized, like, wow, like, we always want to win. And then when I turned 6, I ended up playing football for East Lyme because now I could play in my hometown. And just always playing Waterford, it was the biggest game of the year. No matter what, you had to beat them. You knew everybody from the other town, gave you bragging rights throughout the town.
Little League football. So I didn't know we were rivals with Waterford, and my brother was telling me about it. It just kind of get me pumped up to play Waterford that one night.
I do remember playing football, like Pee-wee football, against Sophie Dubriel. She plays basketball in East Lyme. I remember, like, I was, like, playing, like, middle linebacker or something. She, like, bust through the line, and she, like, got past me, and I dove for her, and I started, like, ponytail running, and I just couldn't get her.
Then that led into Little League. We then, actually, TJ, Nate, we were all on the same baseball team. Joey, we won districts 3 years in a row against them, which was, well, not against them, but we beat them in the semis one year, and then we went on to win districts and go to states.
Districts, it was always a battle between us. We actually ended up winning 3 years in a row in Little League.
We won it 3 times in a row, and it was just always nice knowing that Waterford didn't win it.
I say 6th grade in travel basketball. My friend Ryan Whaley, we were playing and he got crossed up and he fell on the floor. And all the Waterford kids were going crazy, and the whole gym went nuts because he was away. Ever since that moment, our grade, Waterford, and their grade have been like clashing pretty much. So that's my earliest memory.
We're back at halftime, a 7-point Lancer lead. That makes the cheerleaders happy, and the Sports Doctor's got the best cheerleader in the entire state of Connecticut. Sports Doctor.
Well, we have the ECC Cheerleading Championship coming up here this weekend at the X. We have head coach Kirsten Maskell and Ashley Birdsall. Ashley, you guys are defending your championship this weekend on your home court. Is the team ready?
Absolutely. We've been working so hard for this, and we're beyond ready.
I mean, so all the work that goes into this season, you guys have basically a minute and a half to showcase your skills. Talk about the preparation that goes into the performance.
We practice almost every single day for 2.5 hours. We work so hard for it. We literally spend every single day with each other for months and months, and we work so hard for it.
Coach, how do you keep your players in line a little bit, leading up to the championship?
Well, it's always tough with high school girls especially, but I think we work really hard on being a unified team, and we really work on some bonding activities together, and we work on some kindness activities together, things to really make sure we keep bringing each other up and not knocking each other down.
Now this is something special too, because Ashley has been named the Connecticut cheerleader in the state. Now I'll get to Ashley in a second, Coach, but talk about what it means to have someone like Ashley in your program.
Well, she's always been a natural leader in our program for sure. Her talent speaks volumes. She's been cheering since she was a kid. I mean, this is her whole life. And she's so passionate about cheerleading that she really helps bring in everyone. So that's really been helpful to kind of bring this team together talent-wise as well.
Well, the sign of a good player is making others around you so much better. And do you feel like you bring a little bit of that to the team? And, and talk about being recognized in the state. I'm sure it hasn't sunken in yet. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it kind of hasn't clicked yet about what award I got, but I think when I have my banquet and I have everyone supporting me, I think I'll really recognize how important it is and how it's such a great achievement to get that.
Now, when you guys go into competition this weekend, is it something about what you do, or are you worried about what the other teams do as well?
We're just worried about ourselves and going out there and doing the best performance that we possibly can do. We're not worried about anyone else, we just worry about ourselves.
Hey, listen, Casey, I got something to share with you guys at home, too. Ashley, I see Ashley 3 times a week at a pizza place in East Lyme. So she's a cheerleader here at Waterford, and then she works at a pizza place in East Lyme. Is there a conflict of interest with that tonight?
No, I love working there, and it's just the best thing ever. And there's no conflicts. I just love it there.
And my other question is, how come I never get a discount? I always pay full price. Doesn't matter what it is. Can the sports doctor get some love next time he comes in for a slice?
Absolutely.
Hey, listen, guys, tremendous stuff here. Have a great weekend and go get it and have fun on Saturday. Casey, I can't wait for Saturday, one of our best events of the year.
Well, you know, we've been asking ourselves who's going to get the pizza. Evidently, the sports doctor is going to get the pizza 3 times a week, sports doctor. You know, the camera's not the only thing that adds 10 pounds. You're at halftime here at the X, 7-point Waterford lead. Come on back for second half action. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
My favorite game against Waterford would be the ECC championship game my junior year for baseball. We beat them because it was a great experience. We had a long season, and they were a good team, we were a good team, and it really came down to the end. It was a fun game.
Played them once at home, once away, and then we played in the ECC championship. And it's a big deal in baseball. We're 2 powerhouse programs. Waterford's a good baseball town, and so is East Lyme, and it's always a good game when we get together.
It's the same thing. East Lyme Waterford baseball is just as intense, if not more intense.
Oh yeah, same intensity. We played them in the ECC championship last year. Hopefully we'll get another run at them this year, and it'll be a good game.
Football, it's a big rivalry. It goes all the way back Thanksgiving Day every year. It's the same day. Both towns come out. You know, basketball, it's different day every year. You know, you get a big crowd, but football, it's just a different atmosphere. It's a special day. All the families come down. All the alumni comes down. Their old, Letterman jackets. All the old football players, football coaches. See all the alumni people. It's special to me.
It would have to be the Thanksgiving game 2 years ago against Waterford. It was a big upset. It was a big lead, 54-0, and that was just one of the most fun times I had on the football field and on any court against Waterford.
Last year we were 3-6 going into the game. They were 4-5. So I mean, we beat them. We really have a better record than them because we beat them, but they beat us by 1 score. So I mean, now you have to wait a whole season to say you can beat them again. Basketball, you get to play them twice a year. Baseball, twice a year. Football, it's once a year, the last game, and it leaves a mark for the whole next year until the next Thanksgiving Day.
We are back at the X with a 7-point Waterford lead. You know, the Day strives to cover stories our readers care about. With a feature called Curious CT, we make it easier for you to tell us what you want to know about the people, places, and issues in southeastern Connecticut. You submit your question, you vote on your favorite question, and we investigate and report. So go to theday.com/CuriousCT for more details. You ask, you vote, we investigate. So we wanted to know where you were watching tonight. Well, we should be studying, but gotta watch little bro. Well, Mr. Horner's doing okay, keeping East Lyme in it here in the first half. Villanova, Pennsylvania, the Beanies. All right, Griff. Griff watching it from Villanova. Gotta love it. But, you know, I mean, that's it? We only have, here's the problem. We have had a steady diet. Where's my young Gallerini? He's turned in a picture every game we've broadcast for. Oh, there he is. He's here. He's live. No wonder we don't have a picture of where he's watching from. They're watching it from the X. That makes a lot more sense. I feel much better now. We're at halftime here at the X, 7-point Waterford lead. Some other scores of note in boys basketball. Glastonbury at the half with a 29-21 lead over Old Lyme. Old Lyme's been playing good basketball, but Glastonbury with an 8-point lead at the half.
Yeah, Sheffield's out. Brady Sheffield's out for Old Lyme. So
for a long time or for the game?
No, just for a game or two. I got word from my Old Lyme peeps today.
All right, and Glastonbury's a good team.
Yeah.
So that's not a team they got to worry about moving forward.
Yeah.
The other side of things, Ledyard girls beat Fitch 44-40 in the Who Wants to Get Thumped by New London contest.
And the Waterford girls are over there ready to go tomorrow night too. So it's crunch time here, and Who Wants to Get Thumped by New London? Why? It took us a half of basketball for a New London reference.
Yeah,
I was shaking hands with Owen George over there. Is that good enough love?
Well, listen, here's something that both sides have in common.
Yeah.
There
he is. Is my man?
Waterford is the 6th-ranked boys basketball team in the state.
Yes.
New London is the 2nd-ranked girls basketball team in the state, and they're every bit as good as the #1 team.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I love East Lyme. I love Stonington. They're good teams. But you got the second-ranked team in the state, and they're that much better than everybody else. Just like I think the ECC boys tournament is who wants to avoid the 4 seed so that they don't have to play Waterford.
What is that? Is that a hot dog over there? Is that a slice of pizza? Is that someone dressed up as a hot dog?
I think it's a hot dog, but if
it is a hot dog.
If they could have now, if that was a slice of pizza,
the ballpark Frank.
If that were a slice of pizza, we'd have a whole different conversation.
All right, so what are you trying to say? I should limit my intake over Iliano's in East Lyme.
3 times a week.
Well, I mean, listen. I mean, I don't get a home cooked meal very often.
Sports doctor.
Not like you.
3 times a week.
You get a home cooked meals.
I'd be like the house. I couldn't even get into the gym.
Well, I work hard. Here we go, second half.
Leonard drives, kicks out, Diaz for 3, and just like that, Nate D knocks it down, and it's back to within a 4-point game.
And set piece off the timeout or off the halftime adjustment by Coach Bernardi. Diaz fades to the corner, his 3rd triple of the night, Casey. That's a good sign right now for East Lyme.
I thought Brennan was going to shoot that one. I'm a little surprised he didn't try to answer as he had an open look.
He was thinking about it.
Oh, good defense that time by the Vikings. They tied up Sutman.
And Drew Mengi with the good hands, Johnny, on the spot that time. Sutman with that ball just out exposed a little bit, and Drew Mengi tied him up.
I get the feeling Waterford's going to try to turn the tempo up and run a lot more. I got to see what East Lyme's going to try to do to try to score some extra points here. I think we saw one answer, get the ball in the hands of Nate Diaz. Spellman lines up a 3. No good, back iron. Oh, hustle rebound by Brennan. He can't get it to go down. And we're going to get a foul on the floor.
Could be on Horner. It is on Horner. Little box out, little extracurricular box out, little shove, little hip check. Is that what you call it?
Hip check.
Hip check.
Yeah, hip check.
Peter Wappy, what it is. Hip check.
Quick set piece, and Sutman can't knock down a 3. Leonard with the rebound. Up ahead, he hits a streaking Mengi. Oh, nice little dish to Diaz, who gets it to drop. Avoided that he was going to take a charge by Hill. Nice job.
Yeah, that time East Lyme converted at the rim too, Casey. And there you go, East Lyme flipping the tide on the Lancers by getting their own little run out, an easy scoring opportunity.
Brennan finds himself underneath, and it absolutely kills you when you let the littlest guy on the floor with a backdoor layup. Nice defense that time. Brennan didn't want to give Diaz any room.
Diaz being run off of double screens right now, coming from the baseline.
Mengi drives, hangs, basket is good, and the foul.
Little hoop in the harm that time for Drew Mengi, 6'1" senior, taking it again amongst the trees, Casey. And I like the aggressiveness coming out of the locker room by this East Lyme team.
There's a sign over in Viking Valley that says, "Don't sleep on Mengi." I have no idea why anyone would, but we're not sleeping on Mengi. He's going to cut this thing to 2.
Don't sleep on Mengi.
I will never sleep on Mengi.
Word is out now.
They got to tell Viking Valley how to use a magic marker, though. Yep. Just saying. 2-point game. Nice look underneath to O'Connell, and he finishes over Grubb.
Little high-low that time with Sutman and O'Connell, and that kid can finish at the rim. 6'5" junior with 4 points.
Yeah, great touch, though, around the basket. You said it, Sports Doctor. Long 3 for Diaz. Got it! Nate Diaz is heating up.
He's one of the kids we talked about in the open, one of the players to watch. Streaky shooter. 14 points right now.
Nice switch that time with Horner and Diaz. Kenny Hill wants a clear out, dumps it inside to Spellman. Nice weak side help by Horner. Leonard pushing the other way. Zip pass underneath to Grubb. And how about this? The Vikings have the lead, and Coach Bassett needs a TO. And Coach Bernardi is fired up.
Boy, a little head of steam, a little chip on your shoulder. Maybe some kids that believe in themselves, and a senior score with 2,000 points right in the middle of the huddle, encouraging his teammates on over there. Casey, one thing that jumps out in this game right now, East Lyme has hit 5 3-pointers, Waterford 2. Nate Diaz doing work out there right now for the Vikings.
You know, we said before the game that Coach Bernardi was sort of quietly confident. He really did feel good about his team.
He was. I joked with him before the game. I said, I'll talk to you at halftime. He said, yes, you will.
You know, and I said to Dev, I went over to Dev Ostrowski and I said, I'm sorry about your injury. And he goes, nah, we're all right.
Isn't that something, huh?
I'm like, but Dev, I feel bad for you. You know, he's like, nah, he's like, yeah, but we can't.
Right.
He's like, we can't worry about stuff like that. He said, we can't worry about that stuff. I think Coach Bill Bassett.
A little earful there for J.J. Brennan.
I think that's on the defensive end. I think they lost sight of Nate Diaz, and I think that's his job.
He's on
not
Peyton
to lose sight.
Sutman now too.
So we see Landon back in the game. He gets it underneath right away. And Kenny Hill. So Eckert, now Maynard's back in the game as well. So some of those seniors that gave him good minutes early said, we're going to give you a crack here.
O'Connell on the bench, Sutman on the bench, Brennan on the bench.
Hill, baseline, Landon, knocks it down from 15 feet.
Just like that, Coach says, if you don't want to do it, we got some other guys over there. Well, it's a good message sent by Coach Bill Bassett. You know, the ability to push the right buttons at the right time with your personnel and maybe inspire them a little bit. Watch the game from the sidelines. You'll get back in there. You got to want it, though.
Leonard crossed over Hill, and Hill stood his ground, and then Leonard's going to get a shove. That's a good call right there. Leonard's very, very shifty.
Yeah.
Very
crafty.
slick. He's crafty, yeah.
Yeah, crafty.
You know why? He's left-handed.
Yeah, he's
left-handed.
Yeah.
It's always a crafty left-hander.
Yeah.
Peter Wappy agrees. By the way, my mom thinks that
Chris Sale.
My mom thinks Coach Bernardi's a riot, by the way. She's just watching him. She's like
he's a
one-on-one show, just watching
he's
the
a
coach. He is fired up right now. The mannerisms are on point tonight. Maynard goes right by Mengi, can't finish. Leonard, the diminutive one, pushes all the way to the basket. Wild shot, no good. And Spellman comes down with it. Someone got a piece of that one. Hill loses it. And things are a little hectic right now.
That hectic pace favors the Lancers. East Lyme's got to be careful here.
I think Joey Grubb is cooked right now, by the way, for East Lyme. He is on fumes.
Yep. Again, double stack screens right now, trying to free up shooters.
Oh, there it is, underneath. Mengi, and a finish. Basket is good, and the foul. Don't sleep on Drew Mengi.
You've got two players right now running off of double screens for East Lyme. You've got Mengi diving to the basket, and you've got Diaz circling around to the three-point line. So it's kind of like, who do you pick? Pick your poison. That time it was Mengi, 6 points for Drew. But I like what Jeff Bernardi is cooked up right now in the offensive end for this team. They're finding a way to manufacture points.
Nice effort that time by Horner, but he knocks it out of bounds. And you got to knock down that's free throws and layups. If you're the underdog, if you're David trying to slay Goliath, it starts with free throws and layups. You can't miss them.
They are 4 for 8 now from the free throw line. Luke Leonard is 4 for 4.
They're 0 for their last 4, by the way.
0 for the last 4, yes. 4 for 8 from the line.
They have a 1-point lead. Eckert pulls up, hangs in the air. Bank shot no good. Another rebound for Leonard. And they're pushing. East Lyme trying to beat Waterford at its own game.
Diaz thought about the three-pointer. Eckert recognized the shooter, went out and got him.
There's that double move. Double screen. Diaz free. Quick trigger three. Back iron, no good. Spellman high for the rebound.
Good job that time by Spellman cleaning up on the glass. Been effective on the defensive end, has Liam.
Hill drives to the basket. Oh, he can't get it to follow, but there's Spellman, and he'll go to the line and shoot too. Hill sliced through as they had a missed switch on defense. He sliced right through, and Spellman cleans it up.
37-36 with 2:30 left to go in the third quarter. We talk about pace. We talk about tempo. We talk about doing some of the little things, and right now East Lyme is doing those little things. Right.
We're going to see Peters back into the game along with Velakis.
That's Waterford's first made free throw tonight.
Wow. Wow. Really?
First made free throw tonight.
With 2:30 remaining in the third period. That's remarkable. One more for Spellman in a tie game. 37-37. Got to like that score. Waterford back on top 1. Leonard and Diaz, the two main scorers here on the floor for East Lyme.
Peters is in the game. He's going to have to be active out there.
He draws the contact, can't get it to go. Oh, hard to the floor goes Peters, up ahead to Hill. Good defense by Spellman. And there's Spellman on the finish as he beat Peters to the spot.
Well, Liam Spellman, one of those seniors who's not come off the floor tonight for Bill Bassett. Again, a lot of heart, a lot of effort out there.
Leonard, pull up, hangs in the air. Rainbow gets the shooter's touch.
15 points for the senior, Luke Leonard, leading scorer tonight for the Vikings.
Oh, nice spin move by Brennan. Pulls up from the foul line, short. Good defense by Leonard, and he rips the rebound away from Spellman. Luke Leonard's got to be exhausted. Leaving it all on the floor.
Well, he could be, but he's not going to show you that on the floor. There's no doubt about it. He's not going to come off the floor either.
Now his running buddy's on the bench. He's going to give it all. There it is, pull up from the foul line. Rainbow, no good. Beautiful rebound by Spellman.
I like the way East Lyme is getting back on D, not allowing Waterford any points in transition.
Hill pulls up from the free throw line, can't knock it down. Spellman over the top of Horner, no call.
And Horner making Spellman work.
Brennan for 3, good. JJ!
Second three-point shot of the night for JJ Brennan. 16 for the senior. Sweet 16 at that.
4-point lead. East Lyme needs a basket. Leonard with Hill on him. Under 30 seconds remaining here in the third period. With the right hand, Leonard. Beautiful job by Hill with the steal. Finds a cutting Spellman, and we're going to get an offensive foul on Liam Spellman as Leonard hustled back and took the charge.
Yeah, leading scorer, leading rebounder, taking charges. Luke Leonard going to leave everything he's got on the floor tonight.
Coach Bassett, not a fan of that call. He's giving Tony Nacito an earful. And with 17 and a half seconds remaining, East Lyme, who in what has been a quarter of runs.
It's a good ball game.
Saw Waterford go back up 4. It's a big possession here for the Vikings. Leonard spins, wild shot, no good. Ball tipped, Velakis has it. Blocked at the buzzer by Landon. We're at the end of 3, and the Vikings are in it. You come on back, fourth quarter action. You're watching Game Day live on day.com.
Thinking back, my parents have lived here, and my grandparents have both lived in East Lyme. This rivalry has been really gone back for so long. So adding me into this is cool because having my grandparents playing here and my mom was coming here, so it's just having that generation of everyone having their stories is really cool.
I feel like it goes back forever. My mom went to East Lyme, so there's always stories of her playing here, then Waterford playing at East Lyme. So my whole family is a big part of East Lyme.
When I was growing up, I'd always root for East Lyme because my dad was the coach, and I'd always go to practices and just the games, and I'd cheer for East Lyme, as ironic as it is. But they were first and then Waterford, but now it's the other way around, obviously.
When my mom was coaching, it was just a fun atmosphere. I was a little kid. Sometimes I got to go in the dugout, just be part of the game, I feel like. And then even when I was in 6th grade, I was a ball boy for the high school team. So I would sit on the bench and see Lantern Nation with all decked out in blue.
And when I was younger, I'd get East Lyme T-shirts, and I'd actually wear them. But now they're hidden, or they're either gone, or I've given them away. I don't look at them anymore because it's Waterford now.
All right, we're back at the X. 4-point lead for Waterford, but East Lyme did manage to chip away a little bit into that lead in the third quarter. They cut 3 points off of it, and they had the lead before Waterford had a late run. So fourth quarter, and the Vikings, I have to say, they're a long way from the upset, but I would have been hard pressed to come up with a way they could have kept this game close. Leonard, baseline, Grubb, a little wild, tipped by Mengi. Ball loose, it's going to go off the Hill.
And you're running Nate Diaz now off the left-hand side of the set. kind of that same kind of motion with Mengi and Diaz. Now they reverse floor with Diaz, put him on this left side now, try to free him up. A little bit of a different look.
Up ahead, beautiful pass to Brennan from Spellman, and we're going to get a foul on Leonard, and Brennan will shoot too. But how quick was Liam Spellman with that bullet pass up ahead to the sprinting Brennan?
Gone, just gone. They've got guys leaking out in every opportunity, Casey, and that's Waterford's MO. That's your game. Leak out, run, get some easy points, get this thing cooking in the 70s. I'm shocked that they only have 43 points right now. I'm going to credit East Lyme's defense to that. But, you know, Waterford, we haven't seen them get out and go.
You think J.J. Brennan could have played cornerback?
Yeah, I think J.J. Brennan could have done anything.
You think Liam Spellman could have been a split end? Oh, yeah. Running a little slant, little 10-yard slant. How are you going to defend that?
Liam Spellman?
Yeah.
Does he have hands? Can he catch?
Oh, yeah.
He's the coach's son.
Absolutely. You know he's going to run a precise route. Big possession here for East Lyme. They need to get back on the scoreboard. As that lead is 6 now for Waterford. Extra effort on Diaz. They put Sutman on him with that length.
Yep.
Mengi in trouble underneath. Leonard nowhere to go. Fall away. No good. Mengi, though, with the rebound. Puts it on the floor. Drew Mengi has been yeoman's work tonight for East Lyme.
Don't sleep on Drew. 8 points. And the right hand, a little sky hook from number 22. Boy, you love that. Jeez, get in there, son. Mix it up.
That's
effort.
all effort. 100%.
All effort.
100% effort. Spellman for 3. Short. Brennan had the rebound. Gets it. Goes back up strong. JJ amongst the big men.
So I assume the little talking to by Coach Bassett paid off big dividends for Mr. Brennan. Again, the coach pushing the right buttons with the players, seeing how they react. Listen, sit on the bench for 5 minutes. That'll teach you a lesson.
Grubb took advantage of Spellman's overreaction but couldn't finish, and there it is. Joey Grubb's got to make that layup.
Yeah, Joey Grubb is one of those kids that's going to have to be called upon to make plays out there, one of those role players who need to step up and get bigger roles. It was a good move to the rim, just couldn't deliver in the end.
The junior, he's going to have to finish those next year as a senior. You got to finish those. You're on the road against the 6th-ranked team in the state.
Yeah,
You're without your best player. Those are the kinds of things you need to do. Great defense. No call. I would have thought you would have gotten a walk there.
Little extra Euro step that time by Sutman. Off the tie-up.
Oh, what a move by Kenny Hill. Pump faked, head faked, knocked it down, and Jeff Bernardi needs a timeout. All of a sudden, the Waterford lead is up to 8.
I think he wants to talk about the defensive effort on the other end and some of the easy looks and the second chance scoring opportunities for Waterford.
Yeah, you know, right now, East Lyme got a little hot with Nate Diaz. Coach Bassett sat down Brennan and Sutman and said, "Your job. That's one of your jobs is to know where he is." Since they both come back in the game, Diaz really hasn't even gotten a look. So it's really been about Diaz. That's the guy, you know, that they've been determined what isn't going to beat him. It's given good looks for other people. But right now, East Lyme needs some answers.
Yeah, Lancer Nation fired up. Casey had a chance to take a look at the Division II standings in the state over the last couple days. Waterford, number 1, Division II, 16-1, followed by Glastonbury, Manchester, New Britain. Those are your top 4 teams. So, you know, Waterford right now, they have East Lyme tonight. They've got a surprising Fitch team, in my opinion, with 10 wins, who's going to be a tough out in the ECC tournament. And then they take on Woodstock, the last game of the season.
Now, Glastonbury's 15-2.
Yes.
Who was one of those losses to?
To Waterford and Simsbury.
Oh,
yes.
So there you go.
They are in the driver's seat.
Yeah. So Waterford's already beaten them.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
a good team, though.
You know they are, but I think Waterford's the clear favorite right now in that division.
I would think so.
Nice. Diaz overshot Horner. That's a big turnover because, believe it or not, with a basket, Waterford's up 10.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think that.
Yep. And I like that Fitch team rolling into next week. I'll talk about that a little bit as we go along. 5-2 in the league, 10-7 overall.
Yeah, the battle is to be who's the next best team right now in the ECC.
Stay out of that 1-4 bracket.
Hill took about 6 steps, used the left hand, and we're going to get a tie-up between Horner and Spellman.
Couple of tough kids right there, huh? TJ Horner, Liam Spellman, Ryan O'Connell. Those stare down.
The Waterford basketball. Ryan O'Connell's got a little bit of the A little bit of the feistiness in him.
Yeah. Oh, Irish guy. I like that. Keith O'Brien, Casey O'Neill, Ryan O'Connell.
Spellman. They're
Spellman,
everywhere.
yeah.
They're everywhere.
Our
Brennan.
day's coming up.
J.J. Brennan. I think that's English. Kenny Hill.
Trying to keep that ball moving is Kenny Hill.
Goes by Velakis.
Spread offense, find the shooters on the perimeter.
Brennan with a dagger 3, no good, but O'Connell spins, hangs, and he's going to draw the foul.
You get a kid like that, 6'5", hanging out on the baseline, athletic with long arms that can actually go up and get the rebound and then put it on the other side of the rim, doesn't get the hoop, but he gets the harm and he goes to the line for 2.
You know, talking about the cupboard not being bare, when can you graduate a professional pitcher and a Division I pitcher and still possibly have the best pitching staff in the league? Who can do that? Well, when Ryan O'Connell and Peyton Sutman are 2 of your top 3 guys, along with Jared Burrows, I mean, Waterford's going to have pitching. I mean, can you imagine O'Connell stepping on your face every time he pitches?
No.
Oh, great job that time. They're going to get Spellman on a reach. But I mean, think about that. O'Connell's 6'5", Sutman's 6'4". They're both long and lanky. They both throw gas.
Gas, yeah.
They look like they're stepping on your forehead every time they pitch. And then Burrows, who they're only going to pitch him in the States.
Yeah.
That team is going to be good again. You know what? Baseball is going to be good, by the way, this year.
Baseball is very good.
Legend with Kenny Turner is going to be good again, and that's going to be good. A lot of good teams.
Cade Walters, another one of their live arms.
Nice job, Leonard. Velakis. And it's sloppy. We're going to get it off East Lyme.
Oh.
I don't know about that.
I thought it was off O'Connell. I'll have to check that.
Tony Nacito is right there, so you're not going to get an overturn.
The scrum down there.
Brennan hops right back inbounds.
Wants to get that catch and shoot off the inbounds. And he's crafty, too.
Pull up, hangs in the air. Underneath, O'Connell spins. Little jump hook on the baseline. And believe it or not, Waterford has an 11-point lead.
A 12-2 run here, and for the Lancers, and East Lyme has not scored in this quarter.
There's Leonard, drives, hangs, can't finish, and the offensive foul. Great job. Brennan stood his ground, and Leonard with the foul. Hard to believe it's an 11-point lead. Waterford's going to run away with this thing. East Lyme felt like just a minute ago was up 1.
A little bit of a 1-3-1 trapping defense here for the Vikings.
And an absolute dagger from Peyton Sutman.
Well, spread the floor against the zone, find the shooters, and knock out on the outside shots. 8 points for Peyton Sutman.
A 14-point Waterford lead. Leonard pulls up. No good. Strong rebound. Quick outlet by Brennan. Zip past to Sutman for the finish. And Waterford on all cylinders. And Coach Bernardi just needs to stop the bleeding. 16-point Waterford lead.
And Lancer Nation says hello down there in the corner, too. Their kids are fired up, ready to go. East Lyme's going to talk it over a little bit.
A concerted effort to run on the part of Waterford. They are getting out and attacking the basket in transition.
Which you didn't see in the first half at all. I mean, again, like you said, it's that commitment to it. Get out and go. Let's get the rebound. Let's leak 2 or 3 guys out. And it's tough because you've got so much length on the floor. You got so many kids running, and you got some pretty solid ball handlers in Hill and in Brennan.
So while I believe that Waterford is the favorite in Division II, I want to talk a little bit about where East Lyme sits in Division III. I would have said before the Ostrowski injury, I would have said that they were one of a handful of teams that could win a state championship in Division III.
Yeah.
Coach Bernardi is going to, you know what, you want to put this on the bulletin board, please do. I don't think they're good enough now to win a state championship because I don't think they can string together 4 wins against top flight teams. However, I believe they're good enough to beat anybody, which means if I'm a Division III team, I don't want to play East Lyme.
No, I don't want to play them either. I mean, they're ranked 8th right now in Division III. They're 13-5. Their losses come to Notre Dame, Enfield, Glastonbury, New London, and Weaver.
Brennan with a steal, hangs in the air and finishes.
Yeah, they lost to Weaver, 48-40 in an ugly, ugly basketball game the other night. And again, it's just it's where they're at right now. You've got 41 points with, 3 and change left to go here. It's, how can we get from 40 to 60? And I think that's the missing piece to the puzzle.
Well, the big difference you're seeing, you want to know where the difference with Ostrowski is? It's right here, right now.
Right.
The difference would have been when Waterford would have gone on that run, you get the ball in Dev's hands and he scores.
Yes.
When Waterford's on a run in the other direction, Dev stops transition. Dev is the defender. And right now, you're just seeing how hard it is with Dev Ostrowski in a cast. He was their best defender. He was their best offensive player. But more than that, he was their answer. And right now, they don't have an answer.
Yeah, he's a 9-0 run by himself.
That's correct.
Shooting the ball from the parking lot or going to the rim.
And on the other side of things, you saw Coach Bernardi call 2 timeouts to stem this Waterford run. Dev is the stem.
Yes, he is.
You want to stop a run?
Yep.
He's the stopper. So that's what they're going to have to figure out more than anything else.
And on the flip side, with the Lancers, what makes them so good is they've got so many different moving parts out there. O'Connell chips in. Obviously, Kenny Hill, J.J. Brennan is their scorer, but even a kid like Liam Spellman can have a great game by scoring 6 points.
Diaz for the 3. Back iron, no good. And unbelievable, but Waterford's about to be up 20 in this game. Is that hard to believe or what? What a fourth quarter for the Lancers. But you're absolutely right. I mean, the motor for Waterford is Liam Spellman. He does everything.
Yes.
But this guy, Sutman, has been a huge part of it. Brennan has been a huge part of it. Leonard the other way, little stutter step. Great defense by Hill, but Leonard will go and shoot too.
A little nickel dimer there by Kenny Hill.
I think you make a great point, though, Sports Doctor, is that on any given night, I mean, Brennan is your best scorer. All right, he's your best scorer. But on any given night, you got 5 guys who can score
double digits,
15 points.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's Sutman tossing in 10 tonight. Hill's got 7. Ryan O'Connell's got 7. Brennan's led the way so far, I think unofficially with 23. And he is their scorer, but you got 4 or 5 other kids that can give you double digits in scoring. What a luxury.
I think Liam Spellman's the only guy in the league that can have a triple-double without points.
Right.
Who does
you're
that?
right. And some of these other kids like Ryan O'Connell and Liam Spellman and Peyton Sutman, they don't have to create their own shots to score points either. O'Connell will go get it. He'll get the putbacks. He'll do the dirty work. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like Brennan when you got to set him up a little bit. These kids will find a way.
And every good minute you get from Nate Landon, from Maynard, from Eckert, every good minute you get from them is gravy because their first 5 are so dynamic.
Well, I'm going to ask Bill Bassett in the postgame too. What was the message he sent by benching some of his starters? I think it's a good question.
Well, I think the original benching was because it's senior night.
I'm talking about the mid-game,
Be clear of that.
Yes.
Because if you phrase it the other way, you might get the answer with senior night.
Yeah, you put some of you guys on the bench midway through the third quarter. Was that to send a message?
I mean, it's 16 right now, and we're near the end, but what an amazing effort. I will give credit. East Lyme stood toe-to-toe, and even though the final score may end up about where we thought it was, this was a heck of a ball game for 3 quarters. Just a little too much for the Lancers. But the Vikings certainly are not going away. And it would not be surprising. Oh, beautiful job. Elmer fouls Landon, who was going to go up and thunder dunk. But instead,
he can do it. We saw him in warm-ups.
He'll go to the line to shoot the bonus, and Viking Valley is heading for the exits. And Waterford is saying adios to Viking Valley.
Fun ball game for 3 quarters, Casey, but too much Lancer Nation tonight.
Would it surprise you to see these 2 teams in the finals at Mohegan Sun?
Yes.
You don't think East Lyme can get there?
No. No, I don't.
You don't think they're the next most consistent team?
I think NFA is probably the most consistent team right now, but I'm still gonna keep my eye on Fitch. I want to see the other half of the bracket. They're playing well. They beat Ledyard the other night, and obviously they still have to play Waterford down the road here in another regular season game. But I'm gonna keep my eye on Fitch. They are, like I said, 5-2 in the league, 10-7 overall. But I think NFA is probably the most sound team other than Waterford in the league. Listen, Ledyard could play too. I mean, they just got to find a way to close games out. They're getting better.
Well, I'm going to say that until I see otherwise, I still think East Lyme and NFA are the other 2.
Okay.
I got to see a little more from Fitch. You got to see a little more consistency from Ledyard. And I like what I've seen from East Lyme. And I think by the time the end of the season rolls around, 3 or 4 more games from now, you're going to see East Lyme playing team basketball. I would not be surprised to see this as a rematch in the finals.
They'll figure it out.
Velakis pulls up and drains it. Matt Velakis knocks it down and cuts the lead to 16. And that'll tick it off here as the clock ticks down. It is going to be a 63-47 victory for the home Waterford Lancers here at senior night at the X. As they pour on the court, they have avenged their only loss of the year by beating the Vikings 63-47 on senior night. And with that, we have now officially entered the Mr. G's post-game show, brought to you by Mr. G's Restaurant and Bar, New London sports headquarters for over 50 years, now also offering online ordering and delivery through Uber Eats. The Mr. G's post-game show, of course, will also sponsor the Sports Doctor's post-game interviews. He's going to grab head coach Bill Bassett as well as some star players. We'll find out who the Sports Doctor is going to grab. 63-47 here with a victory over East Lyme. Back to the drawing board for Coach Bernardi. I thought it was a game effort tonight. Just not enough answers for this very talented Waterford team. And on the other side of things, Waterford just keeps chugging away now. They have done nothing but win since their only loss at East Lyme, and they are poised as the #1 team in Division II. The Sports Doctor has Coach Bill Bassett along with a happy group of Lancers as he assembles them down for their post-game interview. Sports Doctor.
Well, Coach, a big fourth quarter gave you guys a little bit of breathing room out there against a really, really tough effort tonight by East Lyme. What was the message going from the third quarter to the fourth quarter to the team?
I told my guys they had to match the fight that East Lyme brought. East Lyme brought the fight very hard today, and I need my guys to match it and actually raise it a little bit, and they brought that in the fourth quarter.
There was a juncture there in the third quarter where you sat some of your seniors and went to some of the bench players. Was that to provide a spark, send the message a little bit?
It was to provide something a little bit different than what we had going on. Whether it was a spark or a message, I think it worked.
Well, listen, one thing consistent with this team has been Liam Spellman all year long. Spell, you knew it was going to be a tough game. You know, for you guys to hang in there, what was your approach going into the fourth quarter?
Well, we knew they weren't going to give us anything easy, so we had to come out, finish the game strong. That's exactly what we did. We came together, and we finished strong.
Now listen, Peyton Sutton tonight, big game, 10 points, with a lot of different scoring options out there. Do you feel like sometimes you got to take the game on your shoulders and score baskets?
I mean, I have trust in all my teammates. It's not always just me. Any one of us can take over a game whenever we want, and all we want to do is get a win for our seniors tonight, and that's what we did.
Coach, right now you're headed in. You're #1 in the Division II in the state tournament polls. You guys are #1 in the ECCs. You got a couple of games left. How do you find a way to close this season out together?
My guys know they need to go one game at a time. We play Fitch on Friday.
I can't get you to bite and look ahead a little bit.
You know, we're always looking ahead, but we have to look at each team as it comes. But they're putting together a special season, and they've earned where they are.
Well, listen, special 2 years here, guys. Enjoy this win. A big fourth quarter tonight. Waterford back on top. Casey?
Thank you, Sports Doctor. We are during the Mr. G's post-game show here at the X, and we have got one more picture. You know I'm rocking with my boys still up at Wheaton. Wheaton watching on theday.com. Thank you very much. We have got one last picture here as we salute Lancer Nation. Now, we are not anywhere near done on game day. This is just the start of an incredibly busy week. Our next broadcast will be this Friday. We head to the Bears' lair in Stonington, where the rematch of what was a fabulous game. No one playing better in the state of Connecticut right now than St. Bernard, and they will be traveling to a very good Stonington High School gymnasium. You know John Luzzie's going to have something special designed for those Saints.
Yeah, I'm ready for that game. I mean, that's one of those matchups where you kind of look forward to and you kind of circle on the calendar, and I know John Luzzie has too. I kind of was going back and forth with Coach a little bit this week, and he is ready. He is ready for his team to step up, and it's a very, very good St. Bernard's team. They're, just as hot right now as Waterford is in the ECC.
I think as good as anybody. After they lost early on, the Saints struggled early on. They've been on fire since then. And join us Saturday. Saturday, one of the delightful days on game day, the ECC Cheerleading Championship right here from the X. If you've never watched it, Watch it. I promise
It's
you.
a lot of energy,
I
boy.
promise
Woo.
you will be hooked. These kids, it's fabulous. The routines are full of energy, athleticism. They are precise. They are full of risky maneuvers. And these kids, we also get a chance to watch the unified cheerleading as well. It is fabulous. One of my favorite events of the year.
Yeah, one of the things I really enjoy about it is the raw emotion for some of these kids coming off the mat. I mean, listen, a little slip here and a little slip there, and how they rebound and, how they fight through adversity through their routines, Casey, is tremendous. This place is going to be jam-packed. You're going to be here. I'm going to be here. The whole gang is going to be here. It's a really, really fun day. It's a big, big 2 weeks coming up for game day.
Closest I can say is if you like the Olympics,
yeah, there you go.
That's what it feels like. It feels like the Olympics with the energy of the crowd. After that, we will, of course, have the ECC girls basketball finals live from NFA, and then the boys semifinals in basketball, and then a little
big time.
preview, a little taste
big show
as we head to the Mohegan Sun for the ECC boys basketball championships before we head on into state play.
Yeah, and a great job tonight again by the crew, the guys here at game day. Tremendous stuff, the guys in the camera, Peter Wappy, Mike Demaro. Thank you so much for putting on a tremendous product.
Special thanks to Andy Walker for just the absolute passion he brings to everything here. We were able to put a broadcast senior night for you.
Catch up
and
on your hot dog.
One thing Andy Walker is not is a hot dog.
No.
He is not a hot dog.
Oh, he's a ham and egger, but he's not a hot dog. Good stuff, man.
And there's Andy right there. That what he does for not just the intros, but the energy and the amount of detail that he put into the senior night, making it special for all of the cheerleaders, all of the basketball players, and then, of course, their opening, their intros for the players. It's like the Chicago Bulls, 1985, and you're going to see more teams in the ECC emulating, just like everything else. Lantern Nation was the first student section. Now everyone's got a student section. Lantern Nation was the first to use audio-visual technology in their player intros. Guess what everyone's going to start doing now?
Yeah, same thing in a copycat league. Listen, I'm ready for this weekend. I can't wait to see what the student section brings over at the Bears Lair, too. I mean, we talk about the pizza. We talk about it. Listen, Old Lyme, nice job. NFA, nice job. Lantern Nation, nice job. Viking Valley, nice job. What does the Bears Lair have in store for Casey and the Sports Doc?
We have been so impressed with all of the student sections so far. I can't say enough, from the signs to the swag to the energy to the attendance.
It's why we do what we do.
You have been brilliant. Bears Lair, Friday night. I want to see you match or exceed what these other student sections have brought to the table. We want signage, we want swag, we want energy, we want attendance. Hit all the buttons on Friday night because the pizza is on the line. We will be deciding soon
pepperoni,
where the pizza's
sausage,
going.
Mushroom, but no anchovies.
Hey, it's been a fabulous night here on Game Day. For everybody, Peter Wappy, Mike Demaro, the Sports Doctor. Pretty happy I had my mom sitting next to me for most of the game as well. Can't beat that. Thank you all very much, and have a good night.